You are not going to believe the absolute meltdown happening in the WNBA. And this isn't just a bad play or a missed shot. This is a full blown 5 alarm circus. A professional basketball game came to a dead stop. A player can twist their ankle, a shoe can go flying into the stands, and the game goes on. But the second a wig hits the floor, we stop the presses, halt the entire game, and treat it like a national security threat. And this is about a league that has become so unbelievably fragile that a fan isn't even allowed to laugh at something that's, let's be honest, objectively hilarious. A professional athlete's weave was literally snatched off her head mid play, and instead of this becoming an all time blooper, the league decided to turn the arena into its own little authoritarian state. A paying fan was pointed out by a player, ratted on, and ejected from the building for the crime of laughing. You couldn't write this stuff. It is, and I can't believe I'm saying this, is unbelievable. And this one moment perfectly explains the WNBA drama and why so many people find the league completely unlikable. Outside of the Caitlin Clark ratings boom, the product itself is struggling, and the culture around it feels thin-skinned and toxic. And this wig incident isn't just a random event. It's a symptom of a much bigger disease. It's a clown show that reveals exactly why the WNBA might not be ready for the primetime spotlight it desperately craves. So let me set the stage for a minute and preface the conversation. I want to get you guys' thoughts down in the comments below. Because this is a scene straight out of a comedy sketch. It's a WNBA game between the Phoenix Mercury and the Washington Mystics. It's the third quarter. Mercury star Kahleah Copper is fighting for position. There's a tango up, and boom, her entire wig is ripped clean off her head and lands on the court. And what happens next is pure insanity. The whistle blows, the game stops instantly. Think about that. It's like stopping the Super Bowl because a lineman's hair extensions fell out. The announcers who sound like they just witnessed a murder just keep whimpering, "Oh no, oh no." They were terrified to even say the words. Her wig came off. As if it was some forbidding curse. Everyone is walking on eggshells. Copper, clearly embarrassed, grabs the hairpiece and sprints to the locker room. And they literally called the timeout to deal with what the broadcast called a malfunction. A malfunction? It's a wig. Why was she so mortified she had to flee the court? And why in the world do you stop a professional sports game for that? In any other league, the NFL, NBA, you name it, this is an instant classic for the blooper reel. For example, Shaquille O'Neal in the NBA when he gives his takes on NBA on TNT, right, with Charles Barkley and Kenny Smith and so forth, right? He has a thing called Shaqtin' the Fool, where it's just hilarious mistakes that is comical, pure entertainment, bloopers from the NBA. He makes reels and highlights of, right? And they joke about it, and that's what makes the game entertaining, as it is a form of entertainment. Sports is a form of entertainment along with its competitiveness. And it's a moment of levity. But that's not what happened here. What happened next turned this from a goofy moment into a raging dumpster fire that exposes the WNBA's victimhood complex. And this is where the story drives straight off a cliff into madness. As Kahleah Copper is sprinting to the locker room, and we'll get into the clip in a minute, let alone the article, her own teammate on the Phoenix bench, Alyssa Thomas, spots a fan in the crowd. And what did this fan do to deserve her wrath? According to reports, he was laughing. He had a normal human reaction to a ridiculous situation. Instead of having mental toughness of a professional athlete, the players turned into the arena's hall monitors. Alyssa Thomas literally tattled on the fan to security. An official was caught on a hot mic explaining the situation. They made fun of her for the situation on the floor. And just like that, security kicks a paying fan right out of the building, ejected. And this is a chilling new standard. A player can now just point a finger and have a fan removed because their feelings were hurt. It's like being in third grade and having a teacher's pet get you sent to the principal office for giggling. The WNBA has officially made laughter an ejectable offense, and it has caused a firestorm of WNBA criticism online. And this single incident has become the poster child for every criticism lobbed at the WNBA. It perfectly feeds the narrative that the league is run by activists who can't handle a fraction of the heat male athletes face daily. First, there's the fan problem. The league is basically telling its customers, give us your money, but we will police your emotions, right? Then they do that whole thing, pay us what you owe us shirts at the WNBA All-Star Weekend. So, a fan, you laughed at something we decided isn't funny, get out. That's what they tell their fans and customers, aka consumers. You laughed at something we didn't decide wasn't funny, so get out. And that's not how you build a fan base. That's a hostage situation. It sends a message of complete intolerance for any reaction that isn't pre-approved worship. And second, this is a PR disaster that makes the WNBA look profoundly unserious. You can't demand NBA level respect and money while also demanding a level of emotional protection that no other league gets. The players come off as an untouchable elite. And this isn't about equality, it's about control. It's like the league is putting on a bulletproof vest, but the trigger is their own feelings. Third, people are rightfully questioning the professionalism here. I know I am. Why wear a long, unsecured wig in a contact sport? And if you're going to wear the wig, you better strap it down. Gorilla glue, whatever, I don't know. Whatever you got to do to make the wig. You know what I mean. I'm not a woman. I don't wear wigs. But more importantly, why wasn't the reaction so fragile it required a full game stoppage? The WNBA is becoming an experiment in authoritarianism. You're not allowed to laugh. You're not allowed to point out the absurd. And if you do, you're the enemy. But what do you think? Am I off base here? Is it ever okay to eject a paying fan for laughing at a player? Or has the WNBA completely lost its mind and cemented its reputation as the most thin skinned league in sports? And I need to hear your raw and honest take. Let it rip in the comments. And while you're at it, smash that subscribe button and ring the bell so you'll never miss another breakdown of sports madness. Now, let's get into the article. It says, video Hair Jordan fan reportedly ejected after WNBA players wig falls off during game. A player lost their wig and a fan lost their seat after a player's hairpiece unexpectedly fell off during the WNBA game on Sunday. The Phoenix Mercury and Washington Mystics were locked in a heated battle when in the third quarter, Mercury star Kahleah Copper abruptly ran to the locker room after her wig hit the floor. A screen had been set for Copper, but a collision with Washington's Jade Malburn seemed to cause the wig malfunction. Cameras showed Copper running off the floor, and then for some reason the game was delayed. All that would have been bizarre enough, but just when you might think the WNBA couldn't be any more of a joke league, mic'd up refs and officials could be overheard discussing a fan who made fun of Copper for her wig falling off. Members of the Mercury heard the fan's shouts during the incident and pointed them out so that officials could remove them from the stadium. The entitlement, man. And we're about to get into the clips in a minute, but these are what individuals are saying. This is the criticism. The WNBA has to pause the game because a wig fell off of a player. While this clearly illustrates the need for the WNBA to pay more money. Wow, the joke, to pay. Hair Jordan weaves it all on the floor. Laugh out loud. Why would you wear a wig while playing basketball? That girl that pulled it off is getting a fine for sure. Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, the two biggest stars in the WNBA, are currently out with injuries. So, with no star power on the floor, you get hair on the floor. The WNBA really needs Clark and Reese back pronto. That actually rhymes. So with no star power on the floor, you get hair on the floor. Mm-mm. Now let's check out the clips, family. And I have to mute the audio due to copyright purposes. So you see her coming around. She lost her wig. You start running to the back. The game is stopped. And I scrub forward a little bit. And this is where I want to show you guys in regards of now the fan getting ejected, right? So you'll see the coach walking along the bench in front of the Phoenix Mercury players. Here we go. And I want you guys to see this. So here goes the player, Phoenix Mercury player. One of the staff on the Phoenix Mercury. Oh, he's joking. He's laughing at her wig falling off. Go get her. Right? So now we have the WNBA referees. They're at the desk talking to the security in the yellow and basically instructing them to where the fan is to eject the fan from the game. You can't make this stuff up. You can't. So now they walking over. The referee is pointing to where to go because the fan has instructed the referee where the fan is. And now you done halted the whole game over a blooper reel. Right? So you want the fans, but you don't want what comes with the fans. If anything, laugh back with the fans. It's a laughing moment altogether. We all make mistakes. Who has not been embarrassed in a lifetime? Right? So now I want you guys to see the magnified version, right? So this is Kahleah Copper in the corner. Obviously, she's cutting and fighting through the screen to cut her defender loose, who's defending her on the Washington Mystics, so she can get open to get the ball and then hopefully score offensively, right? So this is her in the corner. Boom. Screen is set from her teammate on the Phoenix Mercury. The one of the Washington Mystics defending Kahleah Copper is trying to fight over the screen, but also Kahleah Copper is trying to break free and get through the screen by cutting, backdoor around the screen so she can get open. Wig gets fall off. I don't know what's that white stuff on her head right here. I don't know if it's lice. I don't know if it's dandruff. I don't know. But you guys can see, boom, look. To be honest, I would have just, okay, let my wig be there. Give me the ball, give me the ball. Because we all taught in sports. I have played basketball, football, you name it, that basically the game don't stop until you hear that whistle blowing, but you keep playing. I would have let my wig be the distraction and got me easy 2 or 3 points. Shoot, forget all that. I'm trying to get to that bag. I got a job to do. I'm a player. The wig, I can get more wigs. You know what I'm saying? But look, man, I want to know what you guys think. Has the WNBA completely lost its mind? You know what I'm saying? And cemented its reputation as the most thin-skinned league in sports. Seriously. So what's the final verdict on Kahleah Copper wig incident? It should have been funny, forgotten blooper instead. My point is the league's pathetic reaction turned it into a national spectacle that confirms the worst stereotypes about the WNBA. They took a moment of self-inflicted embarrassment and used that as a weapon against their own fans. And the message is crystal clear. Give us your money, but your emotional reactions better be on our approve list. And this isn't about protecting players. This is about an institution that is fundamentally fragile. And they want the fame, they want the money, they want the charter jets, but they just refuse the public scrutiny that comes with it. And it's like tripping over your own feet and then blaming the floor of being in the way. By choosing to die on this ridiculous hill, the WNBA has only proven its critics right, leaving us all asking one simple question. How can a league demand to be taken seriously when it's actively how can I put this? Killing itself. The league is its own self-inflicted wound, right? If you want to be honest, it's basically it's a mockery of itself in itself just by being foolish. But let me know what you guys think. Catch you in the next one. Peace.